Have you ever actually stopped to wonder what's going on behind the screen when you connect to the internet? It feels like magic, right? But it's not. It's a whole team of specialized hardware. So let's pull back the curtain and demystify the essential building blocks of our digital world. We click, we stream, we game, but how does that signal from your computer get all the way across the world and back in the blink of an eye? Well, it's a journey, and it involves a whole cast of characters we're about to meet. You can think of it like a high-speed relay race. Your data is the baton, and each device has a very specific job to do to pass it along to the finish line. In this explainer, we're going to meet that team player by player. All right, first things first. Before we can connect to the entire world, we have to start smaller, like in a single room. This is where we build our own little private digital party, what's known as a local area network, or LAN. So picture it. You're in an office, maybe a classroom, and you've got a bunch of computers. They all need to be able to talk to each other, maybe share a printer. What's the simplest, most basic way to link them all together? Well, the first answer to that question was the network hub. Now, think of this as the granddaddy of networking tech. Super simple stuff. When one computer sends a message to the hub just shouts it out to every single computer plugged into it. Only the right computer listens, and everyone else just ignores it. It works, but it's not exactly efficient or private, which is why, honestly, you'll almost never see one these days. All that shouting just creates a ton of noise and clogs up the network. It's like trying to whisper a secret in a room where someone's yelling everything through a megaphone. There's got to be a smarter way to do this, right? Oh, and there is. Meet the network switch. This was a massive upgrade that pretty much made the hub a museum piece. A switch is intelligent. It actually learns which computer is on which port. So when a message comes in, it sends it only to the computer that's supposed to get it. So here's the bottom line. A hub is like a town crier, yelling the message for the whole village to hear, whether they care or not. A switch, on the other hand, is like a postal worker, delivering a sealed letter directly to the right mailbox. That single difference is everything. It's what makes a local network fast and secure. Okay, great. Our local network is up and running. The computers are all chatting away efficiently. But now we want to connect to the biggest network of them all, the internet. And for that job, we need a whole different kind of specialist. See, our switch is fantastic for those internal conversations, but it has zero clue about what's going on outside our building. We need a new device to stand at the door, a sort of traffic cop and translator, to be our gateway to the rest of the world. And that device is the router. Its whole job is right there in the name. It routes traffic. It sits at the intersection between your private little network and the massive public internet. And its job is to direct all of the data to where it needs to go. And this quote right here, this is the router's superpower. It doesn't just pass information along, it is constantly calculating the fastest, most efficient path for your data to travel across the insanely complex web of the internet. It's basically the master navigator for our digital lives. So we've built our local network with a switch, and we've connected it to the internet with a router. But how do our actual computers and phones get in on the action? Let's talk about the hardware that acts as the point of entry. Whether you're plugging in a good old-fashioned cable or just connecting to Wi-Fi, there is a specific piece of hardware inside your device that's making that initial handshake with the network. So what is it? Well, for a wired connection, you've got the network interface card, or the NIC. This is that physical port on your computer where you plug in an Ethernet cable. It is literally the front door that lets data in and out of your machine through a physical wire. But what about Wi-Fi? For that, you need something called a wireless access point, or a WAP. This device connects to the wired network, say your router, and then it broadcasts a wireless signal, creating that Wi-Fi bubble that all our devices can jump onto. So beyond just making a Wi-Fi signal, a WAP's real job is to let a network grow. Think about a huge place like an airport or university. You can walk from one end to the other and never lose your connection. How? It's thanks to dozens of these WAPs all working together, seamlessly handing your device off between them. It extends the coverage and lets thousands of people get online at the same time. So we've gone through the classics: hubs, switches, routers, and access points. They're the foundation. But now, let's look at what's happening today and what the future of all this might look like. Okay, get ready for this because it's pretty cool. Li-Fi. It stands for light fidelity. This is a technology that sends data not with radio waves like Wi-Fi, but through light itself. Yeah, the light you can see. This is the mind-bending part of Li-Fi. Just imagine if every single LED light bulb in a room was also its own internet access point. Since light can't go through walls, it's way more secure than Wi-Fi. And because the light spectrum is huge, the potential for speed is just off the charts. But hey, while Wi-Fi is still on the horizon, the trend of cramming more networking power into one sleek device is already here. In fact, let's talk about the device that's probably in your hand right now, your smartphone. We forget that it's not just a phone, it's one of the most advanced all-in-one networking gadgets ever built. I mean, think about it. Your smartphone has its own network interfaces for Wi-Fi and for cellular. It can actually be a router when you use it as a hotspot. And of course, it's the ultimate endpoint for actually using the internet. It is the culmination of decades of technology, all packed into your pocket. And that's the whole story. From the simple shouting hub to the smart switch, the globe-connecting router, and all the way to a future powered by light, this is the team of hardware that works tirelessly behind the scenes to build the digital world we all pretty much depend on. So, as we've seen with the smartphone, the big trend is integration, packing more and more of these jobs into one single piece of tech. So that really makes you wonder,